would you be available to him post-October 2017?
He's my friend, so I can keep inviting him for lunch and I can keep going to him for dinner.
So we can see a situation where A.M. Naik can be taken out of L&T, but L&T can never be taken out of him.
L&T cannot be taken out of me for sure, I told you. It is my mandir. I told you it's my temple. This is devotion, passion, conviction, commitment. I give up my entire family's well-being, or rather comforts, to work for L&T. So that is never going to go away. I told you, till the last minute and the last breath of my life, maybe my last breath may say, hey, L&T. So that's given, that's never going to go. But therefore, one should go every day to office and start interfering the way he was working before? No, no. That's not the way to really do a succession plan which is really very, very fruitful.
So sustainably, if you were to look at handing over, you would be able to take a step back. Is that easy or difficult is a question I want to ask you. How difficult is it when you've lived a certain life, when the company is you and you are the company in some sense? Is it easy or difficult to walk away or step away?
I think since I declared it 2.5 years ago, reconciliation, that the new time is coming, started in me a long time back. That now the time has come, we have to really have someone who can keep, and fortunately age is with him. So next 15, 17 years, the company will be growing on a sustainable basis. That possibly, I keep telling to myself, will be the biggest success of me, more than past. That without A.M. Naik, the company went forward even more than anyone ever imagined. So my reconciliation has gone deep-rooted, and now I am in a mood to give up.
That's immense honesty, I must say. You mentioned that 10 years ago you didn't even know him as such, and
I didn't know him well enough.
Well enough. Can you share an interesting anecdote or a story where your interaction sort of began with him at a deeper level, and that's where your journey with him as a mentor began?
Well, I don't. That time I didn't know whether I was acting as a mentor. I was thinking that we are going together for a discussion with a client. And the first time that I knew him little more in detail, although I used to meet him, I would say previous 6 months. Then the chairman was going to sit in the negotiation, and he may have been general manager perhaps that time. I don't remember exactly whether it was joint GM or GM, but somewhere there. And then we both went to meet a customer. It was for negotiation of a mega contract. And obviously he has also first time been going for negotiation of such a large and complex contract. So he had worked out a sheet, saying what we can give reduction where and how and so on. So he wrote to me because he got, I go on discussing, go on till such time he tries to wear me out, I try to wear him out. Not necessarily deliberately, but it should come in a very natural flow. And he wrote to me, this much discount you can possibly give. I don't want to say morning, I said to you, but -2% or whatever. And after a while I continued discussion, no discount, nothing, and he's getting little restless that we may not lose the job because we have not experienced either him nor me. And I said 0.5%. I exactly remember 0.5%. And that man said, no, how can it be, and so on. And then I said, now anything more than that, we will need to find out where there is at all a possibility of even reducing 1 rupee of cost. So I will take break. So we took a break for the discussion. He was there. And then we went to a room, suite or whatever. We had a cup of tea, we chatted, and came back. There was no such serious discussion on the cost part or anything of that. And again I went on talking with him, and each one came to a point after about 3.5 hours that I think it better now ends, right? And when you get to a point where it better ends is the time you are eager to settle. So finally I told him, look, only and only for your respect. You are such a respectable person. I admire you, I said. for having taken up such a mega contract. And I said, maximum we can give you is really no reduction, but I should respect you. So it is 0.25%. And I got up. After that I got up and I said, thank you very much. And he had no choice but to get up, and he also said, thank you very much. He got relieved. He got relieved. I could see from his face.
When you were discussing, when both of you were discussing succession or the fact that, you know, the mantle would be handed over to you, were you asked that, you know, what your vision for the company would be a few years down the line?
I got to be frank out here. This is not a peer discussion, right? I am 20 years younger, roughly. Okay, slightly different. It's a sort of a very elder brother, younger brother relation, or a father-son relationship in some way.
He has to increase the share price at a compounded rate of 15%, and that he will do.
As he takes charge in July, what will be your advice to him, and what mistake of yours, a management or a leadership mistake of yours, that you would tell him not to make, that you made in your time? What would your advice?
I think he has a wonderful wife. Let him look after her also. I ignored my wife totally.
That would be your advice to him?
Yes.
Mr. Naik, Mr. Subrahmanyan, having the two of you together in the same room is nothing short of creating history as your company undergoes a generational shift. Thank you both for talking to Moneycontrol.
Thank you, Malini.